You don't need hundreds of thousands of followers to start making money on social media. In this video, I'm going to show you shortcuts and strategies you can use to start making money even with a small following. And this is from my own experience. I started making money on social media before I even got to 1,000 followers. So I know how frustrating it can be when you're putting out a lot of content on the internet and you're not making money. And I know brand partnerships is most people's goals, right? Most people want to work with brands, but brands are very competitive. Getting a brand gig is very, very competitive. So if the brands don't come, how are you going to put bread and food on the table? This video is for you if you're tired of sending proposals to brands and are wondering, are there other ways I can be making money from this audience that I already have? Now, before we get started, let me put some numbers in perspective. If you were in a public high school, right, you are most probably 1,000 people maximum, right? And if you think about your assemblies, 1,000 people is a lot of people. Some of you have 5,000. Those are 5 high schools. Some of you have 10,000, 30,000. Imagine how many high schools those are, okay? Put all those people in a field. Those are many people. And if you think about the functions we used to have, the events we used to have, funkies, as we like to call them in Kenya, people used to buy things, there were vendors selling smokies, sausages, snacks, right? So even for you, if you have such an audience, you want to tell me you can't sell them anything? This video is for you if you need ideas on how you can start making money using your audience. Now, the first strategy to making money is making sure you have a niche. Why? People need to buy what you're selling. And if you don't know what you're selling, then what are you selling? You won't get people to buy, right? So a niche is just simply a subject. I know this word is thrown around. Niche is just a subject or an area of focus. If you think about subjects we learned in high school, for example, let me pick biology as an example. So there's biology as an umbrella, as the subject. Then there are topics, there's bones, there's plants, there's reproduction, and another, there's still subtopics. So you want to create content within a subject so that you get an audience of people who are interested in that subject. Then you can be able to sell. So if you don't know or you don't have a niche, I have an amazing guide I'm going to link in the description box. You can follow. It's a step-by-step guide that will help you settle on a niche, especially if you have many interests. So that's the first thing. Have a niche. Now that you have a niche, the next thing you're gonna do is come up with content ideas. Why? Content will help you stay consistent, which is what you need, because people will only trust people they see a lot. Think of it like this. Even in a relationship, for example, you want to commit to someone you are well acquainted with. You see them, you know them, etc. But if it's someone you talk to once a month, you don't know if you can trust them. So it's the same thing with your audience. They want to see you a lot to be able to know for themselves, do they trust you? Do they like you even, Do they like your personality? Do they like your quality of content? And so on and so forth. So content ideas you need to come up with once you identify your niche. And with these content ideas, they need to have value. Underline that word, value. If there's no value in your content, you are wasting your time, because people want to know what's in it for them. I keep saying that. What's in it for me? Okay, you're posting, but like, how am I benefiting? Now, when it comes to value, you can provide value in many ways. It can be education. Like for me, I teach, right? That's you learn something. For other people, it's entertainment, okay? Entertainment, like a comedian, for example, they make you laugh. And if they put out a show and are telling you their tickets are, say, 1,000 shillings or $15 or whatever it is, you will go, because the value you get from this comedian is joy. You laugh, they make you laugh, they make you lighten the load of life, right? So even for you, need to think about what value can your audience get from. If you're just posting for yourself, guys, you have already lost the battle. So you need to be posting with intention that you're posting this content for your audience to gain something. they need to gain something. So education, information, right? You're telling people, maybe like, I like the people who do plugs, where I got my bathroom items, where I got my bedding, where I got, that's a lot of value, okay? For other people, it's inspiration, like the life they live just inspires you. And if they have a meetup, for example, just to change your mindset on how to view life, how to take care of yourself, you get inspired. That's value. So think about what value will your audience get from you, because this is what you sell. Now, this value is what you will monetize. And guys, if you've seen any influencers selling anything, it's because they first shared value. If I talk of someone like Jackie Aina, for example, Jackie has Forever Mood, candles, because she shares a lot about lifestyle, how she takes care of her home, herself. She's done so many collabs, beauty collabs with makeup brands. Why? Because she used to teach a lot about makeup. So that value you can monetize, and you should be able to monetize it. For example, if say you're a beauty content creator, people keep asking you, where did you buy this? Which beginner brushes can I get? Think of those things that people ask you in the DMs. What are people asking you in your comments? What are people always commenting about? Maybe it's how you dress. People always like, slay, looking good. Where did you get this? These are things you can monetize. So let's go back to the beauty one. If say people keep asking you, what products are you using, what brushes, etc., you can create a guide, right? A shopping guide of where you bought things, beginner makeup brushes, this shop, this shop, this shop, makeup for oily skin, put it there. Makeup for dry skin, etc. Best, budget friendly, budget under, say, 10,000 shillings makeup guide, makeup, beginner makeup. Put it in a guide and sell that for $10, right? 1,000 shillings. Think about it. If 5 people buy in a month, that's what, $50 you didn't have. If 10 people, and 10 is on the lower side, 10 people only buy that guide of yours, that is $10. How much is that? That's gonna be $100 that you didn't have. Okay, you have to be, and trust me, guys, it has nothing to do with followers here. If people can find value from what you share, that's why they are following you. Think about it. You're not waiting until you have 100,000 people for them to buy from you. Each person counts. Each person has money in their pocket that they can pay you to help them. Say you're in the food niche, for example, do a weekly meal plan that includes recipes, the ingredients, sell that, put it out on your stories, tell people. But you have to have had a niche first, a good niche that you can sustain, that you're something you're good at, information you comes easy for you. Then your content ideas, you make sure that they are packed with a lot of value, right? That you're not just posting for yourself. There are people who just post for themselves. It's a nice picture, you just want to share. Unless it's inspiration, make sure you're feeding your audience. Then you can be able to monetize this, okay? And I am saying this, it has nothing to do with followers, because if it was about followers, I would not be making money. And brands will come if they see you have done all these things. Brands start to trust you. They're like, oh, her audience actually buys things from them. They have a niche that is strong. They are consistent, and so on and so forth. But before the brands come, you're not going to just be waiting. Okay, we're not waiting. It's 2024, and people are open to acquiring information, right? And if you have that information, do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Okay, yeah, so digital products are one of the best ways you can sell the information and the content you're putting out, because guys, some of you have invested, you have cameras, you have lights, you have all these things you have invested in. It needs to start bringing you some money. Okay, and let me go back even to people, influencers with 10,000, 100,000. Some of you first are like into wigs. Okay, share with people a simple, even like a video tutorial you're selling, like it's special, it's detailed, you're selling it somewhere, just a video people can download and hear everything you know that goes into making your wig. If say you're an influencer and you've worked with so many brands, share with people a guide on how you get brands. If you have secret tips, you can sell that, right? And I've seen so many influencers now selling guides, selling lists, shopping lists of where they get things. That is how you do it. And my parting shot is, you don't need, I don't know how many followers you think you need to have. So work on all the steps, and I can guarantee you're gonna make money. Now that you know how to make money with a small following, check out this video to see how Kenyan influencers are making money in many other ways apart from brands.